Okay, so let's have a look at how we put together the Victorian butterfly website, PaDIL website. Dr. Ross Field down here in Victoria is compiling a book on the 143 species and subspecies that occur within Victoria, and here are some pages of his book that's yet to be published. He decided that he would like to have an electronic form of this and was trying to work out the best way of doing it. So here are some of the pages, as you can see, pictorially, wonderful, and lots of information. There are common names, scientific names, there's other common names, there's the conservation status, either Victorian, which is the fauna and flora guarantee, or nationally. There's identification characteristics. It's whether there's an ant associated with the species, and we have both the subfamily and the genus, or the larval food plants. Again, we have either generic information or family information, not in this case, but other cases. Biology, and the habitat and range, as well as images of adults, egg, larvae, pupae. So we'll just have a look at some of these, and that's the imperial hair streak, whereas this one here is the common penciled blue. This one's the bronze flat. Here's the southern purple azure. Look at the eggs, how different they are. Just wonderful photos. Tailed emperor and the splendid ochre. Just some examples of what the pages look like. And here is the is what we built as a PaDIL Victorian butterfly page, website, I beg your pardon. It only's got about 7 species, but it's enough to be able to show us how we did it and how we could go from that to that. So what do we do? Well, we look for patterns. What text and images are replicated between those species pages? Here you can see what I call facets. Facets are the query terms that we would like to use in a website. And we have nomenclature. There's common and scientific name, author, and we can get a taxonomy. There's status, description, ant association, food plant, biology, and then distribution and habitat. And then as well as facets, there are characters. Remember, characters are associated with images. And there are egg images, larval images, pupal images, adult images, and in some cases there are food plant images. So we have in these pages a set of facets and a set of characters. We then can build up a table here to say, well, what are the facets? Well, there's nomenclature, description, common name, status, ant association, food plant. Now, the nomenclature and descriptions are automatic, but you are able to then design and say, well, I'd like the common names to be a multiple facet. And that means where there might be one or more terms associated with a species. And often with common names, there are more than one common name. Whereas in a status, it's either no conservation status, or it's restricted, or it's extinct, or it's endangered. There's only one per species. There's an ant association that we have, but it's either yes, no. The food plants are either monocots or dicots. The biology has a number of generations, 1, 2, or 3, or it could be variable. And the habitat can be multiple down here, different types of information there. Over here we can have a text box that is indexed and searchable. So with the common names, we don't really need a text box. The same with the status, but with the ant association, as we saw that there are generic and subfamily names, yes, we do want a text box. So we might be able to say, show me all the butterflies that are attended by ants of Iridomyrmex, or Camponotus, or Notoncus. The same with the food plant. There are multiple food plants. Even though there's only a monocot or a dicot, we may have acacia or eucalyptus. So the one species may have several food plants. And then there's a wonderful set of information, remember, about the biology, and a wonderful set of information about the habitat and the distribution. So as I said, that's how we set up our table. And then we go back and have a look here, and we say, okay, those are the facets. But what about the characters? Remember, the characters were the adult male, adult female, the egg dorsal, egg lateral, larva, pupae, and others. Let's take a look at the egg character. We have 143 different species and subspecies of eggs, and we have the dorsal and the lateral view for each of them. Now, what if someone was to find an egg out in the bush and they wanted to identify it? How can we enhance that identification process? They could look at all 143 egg images and say, well, I finally found it. But what if we were to define morphological character states for each of the egg species characters? Remember, egg is the character, and egg morphological character states could be, well, does the egg have spines, and are they short, sharp or blunt? Are the spines short or long? Is the egg ribbed, and how many ribs? Is the egg pitted, and are the pits large or small? And what about its shape? Is it hemispherical, ellipsoidal, mandarin shape, spherical, spindle shaped, or disc shaped? So if we can associate those character states with each egg character, then we'll make it a lot easier for someone to query their egg and say, I have one here that's ribbed. Show me all of the ribbed that occur within this family. Or I'm on this plant, genus Acacia, show me the species that have got a ribbed egg that occur in Acacia. All these ways will enhance the way the user can interact with the data set. So let's go see how we did it.